looking from outside in, I think like real estate is boring as fuck. Everybody is just like, okay, cool, get the deal and that's it. But like, it's not necessarily about what you can do, it's how you.
The money that I was making in real estate, I was living the life. In North Bay Village, brand new, had the coolest car. I was just like, I wasn't paying attention to my finances. But that was a time that needed to happen because now I'm where I'm at today. Because of that. Discipline. I got caught up in the scene, partying a little bit, you know, trying to follow the trend. But I had like this fire that was like, no, I need to. You get people around the world, and majority of the people will save a year's worth of money to spend that $10,000 at that table, look like the baller. The Short Club was a fun time because that's where I really learned the meaning of like what I wanted to do with my life. And I always researched like, what are the top 3 things to get wealthy quick and like buy my own time to do whatever I want to do. Real estate was number 1.
I can never do real estate, honestly, because I don't know, everybody thinks I should be a realtor, but I was like, everybody's a realtor, so I'm like, no, fuck that shit. My name is Marvel Bishop, Mr. No Wave It Up, the Master Delegation, the Ace of All Trades, the Walking Icebreaker. I'm here in the beautiful, beautiful state of Miami, Florida. As always, it's always a great day to have a great day. And as I always love to do is to have great conversations, not only with like well-established people, but people who I actually known in nightlife and hospitality for years. And my man right here is definitely that. I've known this gentleman for a very, very, very long time. I've definitely learned a lot from him as well. One of the VIP directors of Live back in the day, and I kind of want to get the story of like before that because I know you had some story when it comes to that. But now is really doing it big in the real estate and mortgage business. So we're definitely here to get his story and definitely learn from him. My man Angel.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good, man.
Good, man.
Good.
I
Thank
just
you
a little bit. Sorry, I'm kind of sore.
It's all good. You got long arms.
Yeah. Yeah, man. How you feeling?
Good, man. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just blessed, that I am where I am today. And I'm excited that you invited me and we can do this.
Nah, man.
I can tell my story.
I appreciate you coming through, man. So as I always do, I always like to get the story behind the story, your beginnings, where you started. Because the first time I met you, like I said, it was actually a Live, but obviously you have a story before that. So, it will definitely be a treat for the audience to really get to know you, like your backstory, and then, we'll start from there. So the floor is yours.
Yeah. So before working at Live, let me start from out the gate. So out of high school, I went to Miami Beach High. I was born and raised in Miami Beach. And out of high school, I worked at Regal Cinema on Lincoln Road for like 1 year. But it wasn't like, I wasn't really excited to work there. Obviously I was going to Miami-Dade College and I come from like a family of a brother, 3 sisters, 5 of us, and my dad by himself. So I was like I'm the oldest, I was the breadwinner, I had to help to, pay the bills and stuff like that. So I decided to go down the strip on Collins between 22nd all the way down to 1st and just apply for jobs for whatever I can find. And I ended up locking in a job somewhere around 2006 with Boucher Brothers.
Okay.
Doing the
who are the Boucher Brothers?
The Boucher Brothers, so they own and operate all the pool and beach and the cabanas, and they rent the chairs. They own all that. That's their operation. So from First and all the way down to probably past Sunny Isles, they own and operate a lot of the beach and pool service.
Okay.
So renting the chairs, renting jet skis.
That's all their business.
That's their whole business.
Oh,
They've
damn.
made
nice.
millions. They're well off doing that. So that was their thing. So I ended up working with them at the Shore Club Hotel. And in 2006, the Shore Club Hotel was like the it hotel. Like you go there, the parties were popping. Red Bar, I think it was called. The bar that was there was like a place to go. The pool and beach was always a party. It was like SLS.
Okay. Back in the day.
Back in the day.
Got it.
So I worked there from 2006 to about 2009, and working there, I got to meet a lot of like wealthy individuals who were, in and out. They would stay here for a winter, leave in the summer. They would live in the Shore Club, and building these relationships with a lot of these clients, and seeing them every year, and ending up in Live, it was like just like a easy flow because when Live opened up, I got in Live in 2009, like around November.
Okay,
like
so
2 months.
it opened up 2007, right?
No, 2009.
Oh, it opened up 2009.
Yeah, 2009. So
okay,
sorry.
Okay, got it.
So 2008 or I forget. I think it was 2008 that they
Okay.
opened up.
Yeah.
For the Victoria's Secret party, New Year's party.
Yes,
And I
okay.
got in March 2009.
Okay, got
So a
it.
couple months after. So
Okay.
I got in a Winter Music Conference. And getting in there, I got a busboy job. Jason, who was a GM then, and Joe Lopez, I was there. It took me like a month to get that job, but I was there every day. Like I need
Joe
to work
Lopez,
here.
Slick Back Joe.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He
okay.
He was the one who started like everything from that. All the culture of nightlife came
Yeah.
from Joe Lopez and Jason.
That's actually another that's a person I need to speak to because
Bro,
he
huge.
probably has
Bro,
stories for days.
when you go to live and you see the operation, it's them. They started that. It's huge, bro. So, anyways, working at the short club, transitioning there, it was easy to know all the clients that were coming in because I take care of them at the pool. I took care of them in the pool for years. So, I remember one time I was a bus boy at the cluster, and at the time, Sofer was partners with a whale. His name, and he was part owner of the Fontainebleau. I just forgot his name, but I used to take care of him at the shore club, and he recognized me. Security recognized me. These were like royalty people, royalty family, and everybody was like looking at me. And I remember Dave was there. He was like, "How do you know each other like that?" And it was always that impact with a lot of the clients because I knew these people from the Satai because I would bounce from the Satai to the shore club.
Got it.
And I would meet these people and know them at that time. So, anyways, fast forward, my goal was always to be like a host. I just felt like that was where I needed to be. So I 2009 to 2011, I was a busboy. I ended up being a lead, like a supervisor, and helping managing the staff and all that stuff. And once that host position opened up, I went for it, and they gave it to me right away because they saw how I already knew a lot of these people. It was already my role. So from there on to 2018, I was hosting. But the short club was a fun time because that's where I really learned like the meaning of like what I wanted to do with my life. And I always researched like what are the top 3 things to get wealthy quick and like buy my own time to do whatever I want to do. And real estate was number 1.
So real estate was actually like your main goal in like back then? Since the beginning.
Since before Live.
Okay,
Yeah.
since before Live. So and I do think that like one of the great things about like being in nightlife is that you're able to, leverage nightlife to pretty much do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Especially like real estate. So one of the questions I actually have for you is that I think when I was working at Story, when I had to make the decision of whether to like work there or actually like, pursue, my entrepreneur realm is that, how are you able to balance both of those entities or both of those ventures? Because you're working full time for Live, but at the same time, you're also trying to build your business as well too. So talk about that.
It was all discipline because I got caught up in the scene, partying a little bit, trying to, follow the trend but I had this fire that was like, no, I need real estate. I gotta learn real estate. I gotta learn real estate. So, and I started my real estate journey in 2007. I was working at the Shore Club, and this is how it started. I became part of this group called Nouveau Reach. It was like an education platform. They would sell you educational courses on wholesaling, flipping, foreclosure, probates, like the whole realm on investment, on how to invest into real estate and understanding how to find deals and stuff like that. And the university was expensive, like 16 grand at the time to be part of this like digital university. And I didn't have the money at the time. So they had an opportunity where you can be a sales agent, like how Grant Cardone has his system, and you can sell the education and you get 50% of whatever you sell.
Got it. Okay.
So I was like, okay, let me give this a shot while I work at the Shore Club, and I tried it, and I didn't sell one education. I didn't have a passion for it, but I was really good at befriending people and getting building relationships with people, just like in nightlife, where it's easy to build relationships.
Yeah,
We're outgoing, we know, and I ended up befriending a lot of the top earners in the education selling platforms, and they were doing real estate. So I was able to get the education for free from them because I had ins at the Shore Club and like Mint and like all these other clubs that that people wanted to go to. And that's when I started learning how to do real estate. I started between 2007 to like 2010. I started doing short sales because that's what was popping, right? So short sales, people were losing their properties, the banks were taking it over, and I would make offers to the bank, low offers, and try to lock them up and then flip them to other investors.
Got it. Okay.
And that's how my real estate journey started. But to your question, discipline, it was all discipline because I would work, the hours we work, and I would wake up 10, 11 o'clock, and I would get on the phones, and I already had my list prepared of who I was going to call, whether it was probates, foreclosures, or whatever, and I would just dial away till I was burned out. And I was making, creating a pipeline, flipping some deals here and there. I was doing it part-time, but it was all discipline. It was just me wanting to do it because it's hard. The nightlife would drag you in, and you have no life.
Yeah, and not even just discipline, but there's definitely like a bigger correlation when it comes to that between nightlife and also in the real estate game. I believe I can never do real estate honestly because I don't know. Everybody thinks I should be a realtor, but I was like, everybody's a realtor, so I'm like, fuck that shit. But I do believe that patience is huge when it comes to having a realty firm or being in mortgages or being a real estate, I should say, as opposed to obviously being in nightlife as well. Yeah. Because just being able to have those connections, but you also have to nourish those connections as well too. And like everybody's also in nightlife as well too. So it's like you have to be able to focus on these people in the seat to make sure that they always come back to you no matter what.
Exactly.
To book the tables to make sure, because that's how we,
they call you anytime.
You had exactly. you had a salary, but like one of the ways to make big bank was the table sales.
Yeah.
And there's definitely a correlation when it comes to having the calls like that and trying to make those connections for tables and also with cold calls too. With
absolutely, it was I guess the framework in both businesses were always the same. It was treating people like VIP, and even till today, I like my mortgage clients, the people I take care of. I say, hey, I'm a VIP mortgage broker. I'm not like the bank. You go 459, they're gonna walk out, and you're not gonna hear from them, and they bring you to all these different departments. No. I'm literally gonna answer the phone. I could be washing my kid's butt in the bathroom and I have my head fed. Yeah, well, what questions do you have? I got you. And nightlife was the same thing. I was picking up the phone while I was, on my day off. Like, live nightclub, how many people, how many guys and girls? And like I was busy like that. But being available is like key. And you won't lose a client because you're always there for them. I still got clients today that call me to book tables.
Oh, really?
And book, but big I watched out a lot of the small stuff because I'm too busy. Yeah. But I got the big clients that come, Angel, I need a $30,000 table, or I need a yacht, or I need this, and I entertain them, and we're really good friends now. Like, they're not even clients; they're just really good friends. But I still got them.
And what do you think was like the trials and tribulations or whatever, like when you were working at like Live? As far as because you definitely said discipline, right? But like, was there a time where like, what? Honestly, I don't know if I can necessarily focus on this. I gotta like pursue my number one goal, which is pretty much real estate. Like, when did that necessarily happen for you?
It's a good question. So doing real estate, patience, like you said, I'm gonna bring up patience. Patience is key because from 2007 to 2010, around there, 2010, I had about 21 short sales under contract. Under contract with 21 deals, negotiating 21 deals. A couple of them were on Collins on the water.
Beast.
I lived in one of them, and two of them for 2-3 years, paying $350 a month to an attorney to just postpone the foreclosure, living on waterfront property, right? Not one of those deals I closed. 3 years of working them because I wasn't as educated enough, or the bank weren't the numbers didn't make sense on a lot of the deals for me to get them.
Got it.
But I was renting a lot of those properties, so I was making some cash flow.
You were definitely doing your thing.
And then they I had to stop because it was illegal at the time. They caught it, but I still make something from there. But I learned the mechanics of doing real estate, and I transitioned myself from short selling to just wholesaling properties, finding properties that are free and clear. And I got my first deal done in like months. Once I was like, let me just focus on people who have free and clear properties. And that's where things started taking off. So when it came to me like making a decision on like, or just having that like balance, right? To see, man, because like you do nightlife and then you have a goal you have your dream and what do you really want to do, and you hope that your dream is to like just end up doing that and then leaving your job and you can say, yeah, I quit my job, I end up doing my dream. In nightlife is very difficult.
Okay.
Because you are in a culture where you're making really good money, you're having probably the best time of your life, you're surrounded by beautiful people, and it's like a drug. You don't want to leave. And no matter what, you're like, this is paying the bills, I'm making good money, you know, it just becomes a culture. And I got stuck in that, doing real estate part-time and working nightlife full-time.
Okay, well, all right, stay on that. So walk with me with that.
Yeah.
What was happening with you?
It was just, I was stuck there and I didn't manage, at the time, I didn't manage my closing money. On the deals I was closing, I wasn't doing a lot of deals. I was doing a couple deals, 50, 100K extra on deals, yeah.
Nice,
But I was spending it like
water.
tip money.
Like water. Like, oh,
Like
okay,
tip
cool.
money.
Yeah.
Like tip money. That's the culture. You make a lot of tips and money goes. You don't even see it.
Yeah. Wow. You want to talk about that real quick, man? I have been in so many situations. The most I've ever made when I was working that story was I think 3K in one night. But you know, as fast as the money goes, as fast as the money comes, the money
it goes.
So you were just pretty much doing that.
Doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I was making tip money, and the money that I was making in real estate, I was living the life. I lived in a nice two condo in North Bay Village, brand new.
Yeah.
Had the coolest car. I was just like, you know, and I wasn't paying attention to my finances and understanding it. But that was a time that needed to happen because now I'm where I'm at today because of that, you know.
Well, a lot of people don't even really get to learn from those situations either.
No.
I mean, people from nightlife that literally have made a lot of money and
they're still there.
They're still there,
still there.
then they also exit out because they burnt out or they burnt their money and like, you know, like they're just trying to play catch up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, because like they're trying to, you know, because what I've realized is that when it comes to like working that type of like field is, you know, just the more strategy you have and the more discipline you have, the better that you're going to be. Like you can't, you know, like the whole like work hard, play hard.
Yeah.
I don't think that's culpable in nightlife.
Nah, dude.
It's either you play hard or you work hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because doing both,
No.
you cannot. It's
check,
impossible.
It's a check to check mentality, even with tips. You're getting your money, and you know, don't get me wrong. There's probably people out there that are saving their money. Like, you know, the girls, they make a lot of money. Like my wife made a lot of money and she was able to buy her first property.
Your wife wasn't,
And you know, she was smart with her money.
Yeah.
But most of them were like, they're buying the Louis Vuittons, they're buying the purses, you know, they're trying to be
trips going to travel. Yeah, the trips.
You know, they want to be
trips is the biggest thing.
They're part of that culture that, like, when you really look at it, it's like, how many people really can spend that money like that, you know? And what I noticed too, like being a VIP host and like taking care of a lot of people, is that the business is like, it's entertainment, but it's an experience for people. So you get people around the world, and majority of the people will save a year's worth of money to spend that $10,000 at that table, look like the baller, and then they'll go back home and have a regular life. A lot of those. That's like majority of it, you know? When you see the people coming in all the time, spending that big money, they either really got it or there's something funny happening. So, but you know, that balance was really tough to, like, for me at the time. When I look back, I'm like, man, I wish I would have got out sooner and just focus on real estate, because then I would have been in another level, you know. But things happen. Things happen for a reason.
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
So you mentioned experiences, and obviously when it comes to taking care of clients, you know, working at Live Story, wherever you want to work at, experiences are key. They are very, very important. Now, you do consider yourself as a VIP mortgage broker, right? So how do you implement your creative curator experience type of, you know, ordeal that you had and used to give that type of experience to your clients? How do you actually implement that into your mortgage clients?
It's more so,
because I would think, because here's the thing, looking from outside in, I think like real estate is boring as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody is just like, okay, cool, get the deal and that's it. But like there can be, at the end of the day, like, it's not necessarily about what you can do, it's how you do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how you can differentiate yourself from that. So
yeah, I mean, for me, it's like when people are buying their first property, they're buying an investment, and I always like educate them like, hey, this is not the last one. Like, you're gonna end up buying more because this is your retirement plan, and it's all education that I'm giving them. On experience, it's more on just really dumbing it down for people.
okay,
Because the mortgage process is very complex, and people who don't know it. Me, I know for me, I can talk it like
yeah, of course.
like you can talk the nightlife scene like your business, right? So I dummy it down for people, and I make it very, very easy for them to understand. And I always end there. Every time I talk to a new client, I'm like, listen, you're gonna learn so much about this that you're gonna end up wanting to get your license and working with me. And that's what I always tell people. And they love it, right? So it's more like the experience is just availability, being available. Because what I notice is that most banks, most mortgage brokers, most people who are busy are not good at being available for their clients. Regardless, like I get it. They have lifestyles, they have this, they have kids. Me too, but I'm always available. And that being available separated me and literally projected my business from like what I was doing the first year to now. Like, it's incredible.
Why do you think other people who are in real estate are like that? Like, what's the deal?
I do a lot of deals, and a lot of people end up leaving other brokerages or banks because of my service. So when I say VIP mortgage broker, it's like VIP service. Because not only they get the mortgage, but they'll get a rockstar realtor. They'll get recommendations on if they need a roof, if they need inspections, if they need this. Like, they have everything they need. If they need to know things regarding like investments, like I'm the Airbnb, I have rental properties, like I'm well versed in it. And like last 2 years, a lot of people came in and moved to Miami. A lot of people from California that have done loans for New York and different places. And I give them all the like resources and like places to go, and like, hey, you should go to this club, you should go meet with this person. Like, so I kind of have that still, like that touch, So it's like a little bit of everything, but that's kind of the experience. I make it real smooth. Like, everybody thinks they're buying a property and getting a mortgage is very difficult, and it's a painful process, and I eliminate that.
So, and I do think that a lot of people who so for me, as I always said, I think one of the common denominators of this show, relationships over transactions.
Absolutely.
And I do think that people in real estate, they're just too much about
transactional.
Yeah, man.
1,000%. You nailed it with that one.
Like, man, it's just like there's, and I also think too, I think what I think also the problem is, we can kind of get into this too, honestly. Just like how it's way too easy to get into nightlife, I think it's way too fucking easy to get into real estate.
Yeah.
Anybody can be a realtor,
Anybody
bro. Anybody can be a real estate agent.
But that's why I got into mortgages.
Aha. Okay. All right. Talk your shit. All right. Yeah. I got you. Yeah.
Because for every 100 person trying to get a mortgage license, only one gets it. Versus a realtor, if 10 realtors get a license.
So talk to me. I'm sorry. Talk to me about the process when it comes to getting your mortgage license then.
So the test is a lot harder.
Okay. Got it.
It's a lot harder. It's a lot challenging. And then there might be a lot of smart people who can get the test done and take care of that, but doing the actual day-to-day job and understanding the process is not easy. Like, you have to be special. And when I was a VIP host, I was like, when you walked into to live and you saw me as a VIP host, what did you see me as the VIP host there? Like, what was like?
Oh, the man. Like,
the man.
Like, yeah, you were the man.
Like,
you were the
everybody
guy,
came to me,
button-up suit,
to the table,
ready to go.
How much I was naming it, and I learned. Thank God bless Freddie's soul, but I learned a lot from Freddie, right?
Yeah, rest in peace, him.
But I was the guy. You had to get the quote from me. Like, I controlled this. I controlled it a lot. But not only that, I was like, there was 52 tables. And I knew every table. I know every person's name. I know what they were spending, how many guys, girls. I know everything. I know how to move things on the spot. Yeah. Whenever there was thing, you know how the nightlife is.
Yeah.
Like things are like this, like, and under pressure, I was like, boom, 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 boom. This guy's gonna spend 100K. Watch this, bam, 100K, bam. And because of my, I guess, me just being really well at working under pressure, mortgages is treated the same way because it's like, you get a contract. You got to package this deal. I got to send it to my processor. My processor packages it up, sends it to the bank. We got to order appraisal, get the inspections, this and that. Things are flying left and right. I got 20 deals like this.
So there's so
where
many
moving parts are moving.
Different moving parts that's actually happening.
You're talking about a processor. You're talking about underwriter 2, senior underwriter, closer, appraisals, realtors on both sides, inspectors, insurance agents. You got to know how to move all these pieces on one deal. And I'm very good at doing this on a scale. Mm-hmm. And the nightlife was like that. I was very good at scale. Like 52 tables, I knew how to move everything around. And I look at mortgages like that. Like that's how I treat my mortgage business. Like it's funny, when I'm working during the day, I have like the internet radio on, mm-hmm. and I have like Diplo on, and this is jamming, and I feel like I'm in the nightlife, just working. And the phone call comes in, mute. Angel Primetime Mortgage, how can I help you? Okay,
Turn it off.
Yeah, we're clear to close. We're clear to close.
Yeah.
Send me my wire.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope. I wish more people were like you, man, in that space, man, because I think, like, competition brings excellence at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But you're able to pretty much, rise, like the cream to the top, honestly. I want to get into the people that, because I'm always about giving people flowers, because at the end of the day, where you're at right now is because of where you came from. If you can give me either 2 or either 3 top influential people that you had within your career in nightlife that helped you with your career now.
Who would it be?
Yes. I already know one of them, so.
Yeah, no, obviously Dave Grumman was like.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But besides that, yeah.
Like, it was, let me tell you a story, quick story.
Go ahead.
The host position came up, and there was a bunch of people trying to get that job. People from Vegas, people from everywhere. Guess who gave me that job?
David
Grumman. He said, yeah, give it to Angel. Never talked to him about it or nothing. Him, JoJo, and
Mo at the time?
I don't know if Mo was for it. Because me and Mo, Mo was cool. Like, we always had a good relationship, but we always bumped heads too.
Got it.
And whatever. But at the end of the day, like, JoJo and Dave gave me that position because they saw how I was with the clients, I was upselling tables as a busser. Like, getting people from 2,000 to 50,000, and like, I know this guy. And they're like, yeah, I know Angel. There was one time, God bless his soul, Virgil was in the DJ booth. And I'm up in the podium doing work. And they were like, Angel, come to the booth. Dave's asking for you. And I'm like, oh,
here we go.
I go down there. I'm ready to get yelled at. And he was like, and I look over there, and I'm looking at Virgil. I'm like, what's up, man? And I didn't at the time, I didn't know who it was.
What year was this?
Oh, this was 2016.
16? Okay.
15. And he was like, Angel, what's up, man? I saw you up there. And I was like, and it started coming back that he used to go to the Shore Club. And I used to take care of him.
6
and I was
degrees
like,
of separation, bro.
And I was like,
crazy.
oh, sure. And we started talking a little bit and like, just kicking in, like talking about the past. I'm like, how do you get into this? And I just talked real quick, and that was the last time I ever talked to him. But that happened, and I always knew a lot of people, I guess, from the past. But Dave, for sure, one of them. Just the business ethic, just the way he did things, it always impacted how I did things. A lot of the culture stuff in the nightlife, I don't bring to the real estate game. Like, what I'm talking about?
I got you.
The ego stuff, and like it's different. JoJo was my brother. Like, he was always like, always for whatever ideas I had. Like, I don't know if you know about the tip pool and all that stuff, how that used to work, like when we worked in nightlife. But, everybody got a tip pool. We were all part of this pool, and we really worked hard of getting up early and answering phone calls when we were a host, and we would make table sales and upsells. And, I brought me and Joey brought the idea to JoJo, like, hey, man, like, can we, like, earn some tips, some commission off of these tables? What if we get them from here to here? And he was all for it, and he created a structure, and it worked.
So that right there is the reason why we have commissions today.
No, commissions as a promoter was always there.
Oh, okay, got it.
But for host,
was
working
different.
because you already got tipped from the pool.
Yeah.
But us doing a little extra, knowing that we're the first ones up, while everybody else is.
You're basically making the club more money.
Exactly. Like we're bringing in a lot of the table. Like we're filling up the tables, right?
Yeah.
So that was one. But there's a lot of people impacting me, man. Joe Lopez. Boy, I watched
Beast.
at home. I think of Joe Lopez of like busboy, and I saw him the other day at one of our a party, and we were talking. He's like,
he's still running.
They're opening up a bunch of stuff. I think he was working at helping with Gulfstream, and I think he's doing something else now.
Okay.
Jason Cochran was another one. Like these guys really impacted me. Jason Cochran gave me the job. And I was after him for a month. The transition from Short Club to Live was because Short Club died because there was a raid. It was like a big bust that happened, and I lost my job there. And I went to work to Satai, and it wasn't the same money. And I was like, oh man, what am I gonna do? So I was just focused on real estate, and I wasn't really doing anything. So one of my boys who worked at Nobu in the Short Club said, Angel, come to Live. They're hiring. Like, you gotta go over there. I asked for Jason, and I did, and I'm like, Jason, what's up? Where I'm at? I'm like, you're gonna hire me. I told him, you're gonna hire me. Trust me, I'm gonna be one of your best employees. And for a month, and eventually he's like, Angel, you're hired. Do you have somebody else who can come with you? I brought my best friend in, and it was crazy. Now a lot of the people I grew up with still work there. So those are like a lot of people who impacted me, and there's more. The clients that I met along the way, even the promoters that I meet, because there's a lot of cultures there. You meet a lot of good people. You meet a lot of people who are in it for themselves. Like you see who you can be cool with, and who you just can't really penetrate because they have their own agendas.
Yeah, man. There's different. Listen, in that space, man. Just like anything, but especially in that space of nightlife, like there's definitely different levels of connections and different levels of relationships.
Yeah.
There's people that are like, yo, this is my brother, I'm gonna freaking go get a drink with them, what I'm saying? I'll freaking fight with him. And there's other people that's like, you know what, let me just high and by, and then that's it. But that's just the order of life, honestly.
Yeah, that's how it is. But the nightlife it's a special place, man. It's a special place. It's not for everybody. And I've seen people pass away in nightlife. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff in nightlife. I've seen people lose their minds and never come back because they done some crazy stuff, drugs or whatever. And, I've just been blessed to be focused on real estate. And my dream is always to be like full-time real estate. And now I'm doing full-time real estate. I work from home. I can see my kids every day. I can stop whatever I'm doing. I don't have to work if I don't want to. Like I have my own companies. I started a credit repair company. I'm doing business funding. And now I'm creating like digital products and like now building all this.
Yeah, so let's get into more of that. But before we actually get into that, I have one more question. All right, so let's get into the whole, I guess, the process of a person wants to get into real estate. What is the first thing that he needs to do or she needs to do?
So if they want to get into real estate as a business or as a consumer?
As a consumer.
Oh, they gotta, number one, understand what their credit looks like.
Okay.
Because that's the biggest thing that people don't know. Like most people don't know what their credit score is. They don't know anything about TransUnion, Equifax, or Experian. They don't even know what that is. And understanding this is gonna give them a lot of light on just doing a lot more for yourself. Because not only real estate, like credit will help you blow up your business. Will help you with whatever you want. You can get money. And a lot of people don't understand that you don't really have to chase a bag at work, check to check, and use your money to build a business. You can literally get money with your credit and get $25,000 of credit lines and stuff like that, and use that to fund your business. So that's one thing I would do, and then just consulting with a professional, somebody who knows the ins and outs of real estate. Mortgage brokers like myself, we do the financing. Like all the realtors rely on us to close the deal. Like they get everything under contract, they send it to us. It's up to us to take it all the way to the finish line.
Really?
You need the money to buy the property. So understanding credit, understanding your job history, income, what you're going to need, and just being smart on saving your money for when the opportunity comes to buy, because real estate is a hard asset, man. You can touch it, and no matter what happens in the world, you're always going to have that. You can rent it, you can Airbnb it, it's just a great place to park your money, and look at you see it today.
What do you think is like the biggest misconception when it comes to real estate?
The 20% down rule.
Okay.
That's one of the biggest ones. I always tell people, you can do 3% down conventional. They're like, what? You can only put 3%? I'm like, yeah, 3% down. So realtors today don't even know that. They're like, they think there's FHA 3.5, but they don't even know you can do 3% down. But you know, there's a lot of sides to real estate. People think it's gonna crash. People, you know, there's a lot of different sides. For me, it's always been my bread and butter. Because of real estate, I'm working full time doing real estate. I've been able to gain a lot of equity in my properties, and I'm still continuing to buy, and that's my retirement plan. Because in the next 20 years, I think I got another 25 years of like hustling mortgages and real estate before I just sit back and let somebody control it, like my kids. Like, I want to make sure I have doors, renting doors.
You know, we talk about, you know, like the big billionaires and the big families, like the Sulfurs and all that. What is their biggest like thing?
Real estate, man. Real estate. They own Aventura Mall.
they
got the biggest shopping plaza.
Yeah, they own everything. They literally own everything.
Yeah, and it just goes to show you, like, everything is real estate. Like, if you see what Grutman's doing, like, he's obviously doing all the real estate, I mean, all the restaurant stuff, like moving more into that. But he's flipping real estate. He flipped the property on the water not too long ago, and they're putting their money back in there. It just gives a lot of benefits. It gives you a lot of, you can make a great amount of income. You can get a lot of write-offs off of it. You can hold it for appreciation, depreciation. Bro, there's a lot of aspects to it. So you just got to understand it. And like, one thing like that a lot of the people in the nightlife don't understand, promoters, servers, and all that, is that they make really good money, and it's easier for them to get a property, you know? And especially when they're W-2, for instance, like all the girls that work in the nightlife that are getting W-2 pay, like, you can easily get into a mortgage and 3% down, buy it, live in it for 6 months to a year, and then hold it as an investment property and produce.
And keep on going.
And then once that's done, now you have a property that, let's say these girls who are hitting $150,000, $200,000 brackets, and they end up having to pay taxes. Like, you can use the losses on the real estate to knock down that tax burden that you're gonna have. You know, opening up a company, and like, there's so much plays.
Actually, let's talk about that real quickly. You know, let's talk about, like, you know, certain like tax hacks when it comes to real estate, because there's a lot of different things you can do as a business owner, right? If you do have real estate, you have a trust. We can kind of get into that, because you know, me personally, I kind of want to learn that as well.
Yeah. So I mean, it's very complex. But there's a difference between holding a single-family home for long-term rents versus short-term rentals. There's different tax plays to that, and I'm still learning on it. But you know, the depreciation is the biggest factor. You buy a commercial property, or you buy a single-family home that does short-term rental. There is a cost basis that you can do the calculation for the cost basis to push your depreciation to wipe out like taxes. So there's a rule, right? Like, you can depreciate up to 27 and a half years of your property. The value of the property. But with like short-term rentals and commercial properties, you can kind of like, if you wanted to push it up to 7 years, because your tax bill is 50 grand. 7 years of depreciation is 50 grand. Guess what happens to the 50 grand you have to pay? Zero. Like, you know, so there's, you got to consult with an attorney, but there's ways to do this. And then the best thing is the rents. The rents you make, 100% of that rent net is in your pocket, and it's counted as losses on your taxes. Because you have your taxes, you have your improvements, you have your insurance, you have all these losses on there that get reported on the taxes, but technically all that rent went into your pocket. So there's a lot of plays. This is an accountant, I'm not an accountant, but there's a lot of plays on why real estate is very important. And a lot of people don't know, being W-2'd, working in nightlife, like, if you're making really good income and you're paying back taxes, then you're a fool, because you literally can buy a property, or even just open up an LLC, buy all your clothes, start a business, and wipe out, zero out your taxes, or even get money back because you have your losses on your business. It could be as simple as you work in a nightlife of a W-2, but your business is marketing for the nightlife, because they all post, they all do certain things, and just because you're not turning profit, you are spending money on your clothes, right? You're spending money on the outfits, you're spending money on certain things. They're all tax deductibles.
Bro, it gets so deep, man.
It's a lot of game out there, man. And being in this world, taught me a lot more about, debt to income ratio. Obviously, I know a lot about this and business credit and just learning how to use other people's money, the bank's money to do things.
That's interesting, man.
But I tell you what, the nightlife, if there's another thing, the one thing that I can say that was always the best benefit to working there is networking. The best networking is done
listen,
in
I'm a
nightlife.
massive networker, man. that's my
Nightlife,
bag.
Bro. You can meet anybody.
Yeah.
Have a shot.
Yeah.
And you never know who they are. They
Yeah.
might be the CEO of Google and have a good time. And
Bro, I have one of my clients is actually like one of the founders of like one of the top VCs in the world. Can't say the name of it, but yeah, just by me just running into him at C-Spice.
Yo, that's it.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's the best, man. I always kick myself in the butt about not going out at night, like once in a while to go network and just show face. I do it like maybe once every 2 months. Everybody's like, "Where you been at?" And luckily I know a lot of people. A lot of people have grown since I left the nightlife. Like people are owning clubs or restaurants and people are taking over Dave's empire. So I still got the connections, but that's where networking is, man. Like if there's somebody listening to me about like how to start their real estate journey, I would start working in nightlife, being disciplined, having your goal and sticking to it, and just remember that the network in nightlife is crucial. Because my phone book, bro, I can call people. I can go anywhere and call somebody and be like, "Yo, what's up?"
Bro, I've always said that if you live in Miami or you live in like these like metropolitan or like these big cities, like find some way to get into hospitality.
Yeah, dude.
Like it doesn't necessarily have. If it's a club, okay, great, get in it, that's fine. But like either a bar or a lounge or maybe a hotel or resorts.
Yeah, where the action's happening.
The traffic, bro. The traffic that you can have.
It's networking every day. Like me now, I go to networking events. Right? I gotta go to networking events and I don't count how many people I meet or introduce myself to and talk to. When you're in nightlife or in that hospitality industry, like they come to you. Mm-hmm. It's like a given. And all you gotta do is, just have your side hustle. What are you doing as a side hustle that you can offer these people when they come back? Just like you do it. Like how you doing it?
Yeah. No.
How you did it?
How I did it. Yeah, basically. How I'm doing it, did it, but definitely. So if you have a person that is in the mortgage / real estate business, let's dive in deeper a little bit more into networking. What are your strategies as far as obtaining that new connection and also fostering and also nurturing that relationship as well too? Like, are there specific places do you go? Are there specific not leads? What's the word I'm looking for? Are there specific openings that you have?
No, it's all connection. And it's just like in nightlife. People want to have a good time. If you're networking and you're out to network, you'll feel energy of somebody who's super nervous, and you might not want to talk to them because you gotta waste your energy to break that guy's or girl's like nervousness. So it's a connecting thing, we come from a nightlife industry, a decade plus of hospitality, let's just say, and it's very easy to interact with people because we were providing a service, number one. But it was just very easy to interact with people, have a shout with somebody, or just have a conversation because we're providing a service and they were there. Now, the way I network is like, there's a networking event for real estate. A lot of times I avoid those. Because
I never really understood those.
I avoid them because you're
not getting what you need over there.
Like, look, my bread and butter is realtors, right?
Yeah.
Realtors. The more realtors I have, the more deals I'm going to keep having, and I'm going to close more deals for the realtors, and it's going to be beneficial. But going to like networking events for that is like, I can go meet realtors and tell them what I can do, and they can hear the same thing that somebody else can tell them, and a little more because I come from a nightlife background, and they might not know that I was really deep in nightlife. Like I got connections, and I can give that value. But I don't even go to those. I'd rather go to like more of an open environment networking event that is more open to like different things, because for me, I want to learn more things, and
And be exposed to different people.
And be exposed to different people and
different dynamics.
Exactly. So that's how I've been doing it.
Like I'll give you a gold. Listen, for the viewers, a golden nugget. Sugar and East Hotel.
Oh, I go there all the time.
Vibe.
Yeah, Sebastian's my boy.
oh yeah, you know
Come on,
Sebastian.
man. I know Sebastian before he was up there.
Yeah, exactly. Like places like that
vibe,
place.
dude. Yeah, oh my God, I love that place.
And the type of quality of people and the my God.
And it's very
crazy.
easy. So like that's what I'm talking about. So you can literally go up there, and it's not a networking place. Like people are not going up there with like, oh, I'm going to a networking event. No, I'm going to go enjoy a time. And just that mind switch, they're not nervous. They're gonna go have a drink. They're gonna talk. You can bump into something. Hey, how you doing, man? You just flew down here. You're from here. Like you can create a conversation. Like, oh yeah, I live down here. And oh man, let me give you a recommendation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hey, here's my card. Just in case you ever come down here looking to buy, or in case you need security, or in case you need a yacht.
Yeah.
Very simple that way. This is the most simplest way to do it. Versus knowing you're going to a networking event, having that. And you got to be a special person to be ready to, like, you got to prepare yourself to go for a networking event. I didn't like that. I never liked that.
Yeah, I mean, just being organic is always always top tier, bro. Organic. It's always top tier, just to be always organic, man.
Organic, bro.
I mean, where else? I mean, you can go to tea rooms, also known in the East as well, which is definitely a place where you can also.
I haven't been there. I haven't been out in a while, bro. So there's a lot of places that.
I've always said that people who are entrepreneurs, especially who live in Miami and are from the nightlife, like if they're not necessarily in it, like, or regardless, meeting and going out at least 2-3 times a week. I mean,
it's a must.
I have to.
Yeah.
I have to always continue to always strike that hammer until it gets hot.
Yeah.
And meet new people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's what's gonna grow you as a brand, because at the end of the day, like you're a brand, you know. Like no matter what you sell, it's a people business. No matter what you do, it's people to people. How are you gonna earn that relationship, keep that relationship, and be able to monetize that relationship? You know.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of monetization, I like that segue. Let's talk about your online courses, man. Like, you know, your digital products, what you're trying to do out here for prime time. Is it prime time?
Yeah, no, it's actually not for prime time mortgage. So,
okay.
But
Let's talk about that.
So, being in real estate, understanding how to wholesale properties, you know, I don't know if you know a little bit about wholesaling properties, but that's what I did in the beginning, like, right? So I would find a discounted property, put it under contract for a certain price, take that contract and flip it to another investor for a $10,000, $15,000 fee, you know, or whatever the spread was. And it was just flipping the paper.
Got it.
Learning that, then learning a little bit about financing, and then eventually getting into mortgages, because one of my private money lenders, he was like funding my deals. He owned the mortgage company. He's like, Angel, like, you would be amazing at doing mortgages. Get your license. He pushed me for years, and finally I did it. And the best thing I ever did. So getting to wholesaling, understanding real estate, doing fix and flips here and there, now financing, opening up a credit repair company, getting into business funding. My whole goal is now, and what I'm doing is creating a whole ecosystem, and pretty much in funding and everything. Like anything you want to do is gonna involve money, right? Whether you're gonna start a business or buy property or create a business buying properties, you need the money, and it goes back to credit repair. So I spent a good amount of money learning credit repair. I have somebody in place who does all the processing, understands this thing in and out, understands how to remove things, understands the law. Not like just like, I'm not gonna say any companies, but they take you for a ride.
There's a lot of food games.
They take you for a ride and they're sending letters, and it doesn't work like that. Like there is literally cheat codes on how to get collections removed. Collections are not like a collection on your report is like, it's fraud. Mm-hmm. The creditor who you owed before charged off, wiped their hands, wrote the losses on their taxes, and then they sold that debt to the collection company to recoup some money, and now the collection company is coming after you saying, hey, you owe us money. Like, no, bro, I don't owe you any money.
What?
I don't even have any. Show me where I signed. Can't produce it, gotta come off. Like, there's so much game in credit repair and understanding how to take off late payments, bankruptcy. You can get bankruptcy off your report, because the courts are not required to put bankruptcy on your credit report.
Can you get rid of eviction?
You can get rid of eviction. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do. It's all on there's a bunch of law written that protects us as consumer to keep our credit report clean, and most people don't know this.
Dope. Wow. Okay.
So we got into this.
That you really messed me up with the whole eviction thing.
Yeah.
I thought evictions was a death right. Like, I
Yeah,
thought it
no,
was like, it's
there's.
over.
I haven't dealt with evictions, but my assistant can give you the game on the eviction. She understands the play and the law and what to do to get evictions taken off. So it's a process. Everything has a little process, but the Fair Credit Act gives you so much rights for your credit report. So understanding your credit, then building your credit, and getting into mortgages and real estate and business funding, and all this knowledge I love to teach people, but I also want to monetize what I know. Mm-hmm. So this transitioned me into following what's happening now. A lot of people are doing educational platforms online. They're selling ebooks. They're selling, mini courses and stuff like that. So I'm building this whole platform now on, how to get your credit repaired to buy a property, your first deal, right? Your first time home. But instead of buying a house, you can buy a fourplex with 3.5% down and live in one of the units for 1 year and then refinance and then buy another one. Mm-hmm. And in 3 years, if you do 3 of those 4 units, now you have 12 units in 3 years with 3.5% down. There's a lot of different mechanics and really exploding your retirement, really building wealth.
Yeah.
And that's the whole ecosystem that I want to build. How to get business funding, how to get funding for real estate, and how to get your credit set up to do this. So this is the whole online presence of what I'm building, and it should be released in the next 2 months. I'm already done with a couple things.
Oh man, I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Nah, man, it's dope, man. It's always great to have conversations with people who you definitely grew up in certain industries and to see where they're at and where they're going, and just to see that, man, because most of us don't really capitalize and seize the moment on really just going all in and just trying to actually do something. One of the things I really want to get home is that, and I think this is kind of the common denominator of this conversation, is that when you are building somebody's business, you also have to build your own as well.
Absolutely.
Whatever that you're doing, you know what I'm saying? When you were working at Live, when you were crushing it and making sure that obviously Live was a priority because they were paying you, but you still were doing your thing as far as building your dream in the background.
Yeah, learning the trade, understanding it, getting ready to move on. And,
Yeah, no, definitely, man. So I definitely want to highlight you with that, man, and definitely keep on going. Trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean that pretty much.
There's also I have other questions too, but that's gonna be off here.
You can, if you want to keep it for content, you might have some good. You might have some good questions.
Yeah, no, definitely. But
you can go as dirty as you want.
All right. Well, let me wrap up. Let me wrap this conversation, and then I'm gonna ask it. So okay, good. All right. So yeah, definitely phenomenal conversation, man. Definitely been dope. So I have this last segment that I have of the Bishop Board, which is called the last call. So the last call is basically a barrage of different words and phrases I'm gonna give you, and I need the first thought that comes to your mind. Okay? All right. So first one, Shore Club.
Orange.
Orange? Why orange?
Because their colors were white and orange.
Okay.
At least the pool, the whole actual hotel, white and orange.
Okay.
It just came up.
All right. There's a tie. Your experience, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, just luxury, retirement. If you can retire in there's a tie, you've made it.
Yeah. Joe Lopez.
Mentor, GOAT.
JoJo.
Brother.
Mo.
Acquaintance.
We love you, Mo. David.
Which one?
David Grubman.
Oh, thank you.
Definitely. Live.
A journey. A good decade in my 20s to bring me to what I really wanted to do for myself. Making my dream a reality.
Your company, Primetime Mortgage.
Hustle and blessed.
Hustle and blessed. Okay, cool. And the last one, Angel.
If you need a mortgage, let me know. Credit repair, business funding.
That's the same as plug after
Let
this.
me know. I will steer you in the right place. I'm your guy.
Well, we already did that already, so that's good. All right, so if you definitely need, if you definitely need a mortgage, definitely need guidance, real estate, whatever it is, business funding, credit repair, this guy is the man with a plan of it. Appreciate you coming through.
Thanks, my brother.
This has been great.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to like all the other future endeavors you have. I'm always here for you if you ever need anything.
Yeah, for sure.
And thanks for the conversation.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right, guys. Till next time.